Booner. It's a word that gets tossed around a lot in the deer hunting community. For many of us, shooting a buck that breaks that magical 170-inch mark represents the ultimate hunting achievement. And while some hunters make it look easy, for most of us, just seeing one of these amazing animals on the hoof can seem like a nearly impossible task. Getting one into bow range and executing the shot is something that few bow hunters ever get to experience. Little did he know, but after decades of chasing whitetails all across the country, longtime team member and fan favorite Johnny Herrmann was about to shoot the biggest buck of his life.
Well, hello kids. It is Saturday, October 29th, and I am headed to Illinois. You know, I was gonna head up north and try to shoot a couple of does, and I just was like, it just wasn't feeling right, you know. And I didn't want to go to Illinois too early and get myself burned out. You know, I talked to Clinton. Clinton said, get your butt down here. Finally, I talked to my wife, and I'm talking it over, and I'm hemming and hawing, and she's like, you know, it doesn't sound like you want to go up north. She said, I mean, the solution to this problem is pretty obvious, she said. I was like, yeah, I don't know really what I'm worrying about here. So I am gonna head on down to Illinois, and we are gonna stay until I shoot a buck, I guess. I will see you from a tree stand in Illinois tomorrow morning. Hey everybody, well, we had a rough hunt this morning, that's for sure. Got busted by the first two does coming in, and man, when that happens up here on the Knox County farm, it is lights out, and that's exactly what happened this morning. The good news is we have intel from the South Farm. That great big buck that I got down there showed up on a new camera that I put out yesterday when I hung that set. Picture of him going in there at 20 to 7 this morning, so I think he's going to be in that block of timber that I hunt there. So I am just weirded out from it. I don't know what's going on, but I am like shaky and sweaty and nervous. Just, I'd never get like that before a hunt, but I am that way right now, and I hope that I do not stay that way, because it is not a good feeling, I'll tell you that much right now. We got south winds. That new set that I put up yesterday should be great. I'm gonna get down there early. I'm gonna take my time getting in there so I don't spook anything. Hopefully nothing's bedded by the tree. I got my stuff air drying behind me, which I try to do on days where I can, you know, get some scent off of it. I shot my bow. I try to do that every day too. It just, you know, keeps you in the groove. So I'm gonna quit yapping. We're gonna work our way down to that south farm. We got 75 degrees. It's gonna feel weird putting on the summer scent lock, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Got 2 really big bucks on this farm. And I got intel that one of them is in here. I got a picture of him at 20 to 7 this morning, headed west, about 200 yards to the east of me. So, anyways, I came in here yesterday. I didn't hunt last night. It was my friend Carl who lets me hunt down here's birthday. So I took the evening off, bought him some food and a couple of beers. But yesterday afternoon I snuck in here and hung this stand so that I could hunt on this south wind. We've got like 7, 8, 9 days straight of south winds. Knowing that that buck could be anywhere in here, I don't think I've ever taken my time so much as I did today getting into the stand. And thank God I did not jump any deer. I know for a fact I got deer bedded within 75 yards of me. So anyways, we've got a warm day today. It was 73 in the truck when I pulled up. We've got a variable south wind. It's supposed to be blowing 5 to 10. At times it's blowing southeast, at times it's blowing southwest, but it seems like it's pretty south of some sort. I have got about 40 acres of wet bedding CRP to the west of me. And I've got 80 acres, well, probably less than that, of a select cut, real thick undergrowth oak forest to the east of me. So anyways, it's early. It's like 3 p.m., maybe 3:30 at the latest. I am telling you, I have not been this jacked up for a hunt in a long, long time, which probably means it's going to be a dud. Just knowing that I'm that close to a booner buck it really gets the blood flowing. So here's another one of those long, rambling interviews that I do, but I am not going to be doing a lot of interviews tonight. I'm just going to be hunting. So I've got 3 runways that come out of this CRP grass to the west of me. One of them comes right under my stand, so I hope he's not going to take that one. Alright, well, we are going to shut this down, make sure we're ready to go. Let's see what happens tonight, kids. Well, 5 o'clock update, 0 sightings, which I was not expecting. So if we would have saw something this afternoon, it would have been probably rut related. But we didn't hear anything. Really, there's no squirrels working, there's nothing working. I'm pretty sure we got a great big buck bedded fairly close to us, so it's not every day you can kind of bank on that. I'm gonna get myself into the hunting mode here, start paying attention a little bit more. Go down, baby. Yes! 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 Oh my God. 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 Oh. Oh my God. Oh. 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 My God. Oh, my back's spasming. Oh my God, guys. Oh my God. I just shot a booner. I just shot a booner. I will never probably shoot a bigger buck than that. Man. Well, there's no Johnny Herrmann show with that one, boys. Double lung, 40 yards maybe. Man. Go down, baby. I got so worked up earlier today. I don't know, I don't normally get like that, but I started thinking about this. I got a picture of that buck 400 yards that way at 20 to 7 this morning. And so I knew he was bedded right in here somewhere. And for whatever odd reason, man, it just freaked me out. Maybe I just had a premonition that I was going to get to shoot him tonight. I hung this set yesterday. It was my buddy Carl's birthday yesterday, and he's having health problems. He's got to sell his farm up there in Knox County. This is the last year I'm going to get to hunt that farm. So I took the night off. I wanted to hang out with my buddy. So I did, but I got this set hung, and I got my camera arm up here so that I could just get in here and be quiet today. And so I even night-eyed a trail for tomorrow morning and made sure that I didn't have any sticks in the way. And I mean, when I came in here today, I bet you it took me a half an hour to get from that edge of that field, which is probably 75 yards from me, to this stand, because I knew that that deer could be laying right here. And you know where he was laying? He was laying, I bet you he was laying within 100 yards of me right out in that grass. I don't even know what to do, kids. I do not know what to do. I think I'm gonna call my wife. She's gonna be the happiest woman on the planet.
Big buck down?
Baby, I'm not kidding you. I just shot that great big buck and he's laying dead 40 yards from my tree.
Don't with me, babe.
I am not. I just drilled him. I just made a perfect shot on him and he ran 40 yards and tipped over. I just finished my interview and I'm like, I gotta call my wife.
Oh my God. That's like amazing, honey.
Oh, baby. Oh.
Like you knew that was gonna happen.
I think I did. I don't know. That was the, I don't know if I've ever had that feeling before going on a hunt. The cavalry in the form of Mr. The Clinton Fawcett.
What do you think, Johnny?
Oh, buddy.
Congratulations. Hell yeah. Let me pull my nice truck off road a little farther. We'll go get him.
Well, unfortunately, in their excitement to recover the buck, Johnny and Clinton forgot to turn the microphone on, which in hindsight, maybe not such a terrible thing. You know, sometimes the conversations that are shared between a couple of hunting buddies celebrating together should remain between them.
Well, kids, here he is next morning. Clinton came down last night and helped me get him out of the woods. My God. A hunt like that sometimes only happens once in a lifetime, and it all came together for me last night. Had some intel on the stealth cam that this buck was in that woodlot that I was hunting. It was 75 degrees when I went in there yesterday, and I knew it was gonna all come down to that last half hour, and sure enough, a doe came popping out of that CRP grass to the west of me, followed by a medium buck, followed by this buck, and by God, I've made some crappy shots in my day, but I made a beautiful shot on this big boy, my biggest buck by far ever. So, you know what, I can't thank these guys down in Fulton County enough, Clinton and Frankie and Tyler. They bent over backwards for me over the years, and I gotta thank the landowners too. Without them, I wouldn't be hunting these giant bucks down here. So that's it, man. I'm tagged out. It's a pretty good feeling. So anyways, hopefully get out there and shoot a couple of does, but man, I sure enjoy bringing you guys this footage. I hope you enjoy watching it. So as always, bow hunter die.
You know, one of the coolest things about bow hunting is that no two stories are ever the same. You know, sure, it's cool to have multiple years of history and sheds and encounters and all the things that go into making what's kind of considered the gold standard of hunting stories, but there's also something to be said for going into a property, analyzing the sign, looking at the weather forecast, making those moves in real time, setting up on a deer and being successful. Like that in itself is very, very cool. And to me, it's what made this hunt really special. You know, one thing I did want to elaborate on a little bit was, you know, Johnny talked about having a picture of that deer kind of going into what he believed was a bedding area earlier in the morning. And I know there's a lot of controversy just generally about the use of cellular trail cameras, right? And it's this exact scenario, right? You know a deer, you know, you catch them on camera going into an area and you go in there after them. And, you know, did the cell camera help? I think the important thing to recognize about this hunt is that Johnny was going to go to that stand one way or another, whether he got that picture or not. You know, talking to Johnny, you know, prior to the day before when he hung that stand, he only had one stand on this property. It was set up for a northwest wind. You know, he looked at the forecast and he saw a week of south winds coming and said, oh my goodness, I need to do something. So he went in there, he set up the stand with the intentions of hunting it pretty much every day for the next week or so, or until he was successful. So it was just kind of a bonus that he got the picture of that deer going in there that morning. That's not the reason that he went in there, but knowing that he had that buck in there, it did definitely change his mindset. As you guys saw, he was kind of freaking out a little bit. He knew that buck was most likely close, but you know, what it did allow him to do was take that extra time getting in there, be a little bit more alert, be a little bit more on edge and ready for when that moment finally happened. So did the cellular camera play a small role in this story? Sure, I think that it did, but ultimately that's not the reason that Johnny was successful. He was successful because he made a move based on previous years of data and the upcoming forecast. He got in there and he put himself in the right spot at the right time. You know, truth be told, Johnny, like many of us, including myself, has struggled through the years with some of his shooting and battling that buck fever and that target panic. And you know, it's something that never really goes away. It's something you have to constantly work on. And you saw that in Johnny's video, him shooting and practicing. And it's something that he is focused on for years now to try to get that under control. And I can completely empathize with Johnny because I've dealt with the same things and am dealing with the same things, you know, year in and year out. And for me, it was really cool to see that hard work pay off. You know, at the moment of truth with the biggest buck of his life in front of him, Johnny pulled it off, man, and made an absolutely perfect shot, which just makes this hunt even that much more sweeter. You know, when we all got the text as a group, as a team, you know, we're like family, all the guys on this team. And when we got that text from Johnny saying, I just killed a booner, and then he sent us the video, I think the collective like shout of joy from Johnny or from all of our team, I should say, was probably louder than the shout that Johnny gave after he killed that deer. So again, guys, just an amazing person, a great story, a huge buck, very emotional for a variety of different reasons. So hope you guys enjoyed that story as much as I did. Next up, we do want to get back to some of the standard stuff for a Bow Hunter Die episode. So we're going to jump into some trophy photos right now. Andrew Nestor, Corey Lambert, Derek Gerenser, Grant Plesha, Lorraine Bonkoski, and Matt Polita. Congratulations to everybody. Thank you for sending in your trophies. I hope I didn't butcher everybody's names too badly. I honestly have not looked at these yet, so this is my first good night. There are some fine photos. Matt, dude, I love the shirt. You guys know the way to our heart, right? Wear our gear. Lorraine's got our gear on. Matt's got our gear on. Anyone else? Nope, the other guys failed. But, dudes, oh, dang it. Dang it, Grant. I was gonna pick you as the winner, but you got no bow in the photo, dude. Come on, bro. Cardinal rule here. Deer in the photo. All right, I'm gonna pick a bone here, and I'm sorry. Everybody gets mad at me when I do this. Corey Lambert. Bro, it looks like, I'm not sure, but I think you've got your phone. If this is a phone photo, I think you got it in portrait mode. The guys on my team know I hate portrait mode for deer photos because it just screws up the antlers, it screws up the bow. It's just not perfect all the time. Dang it, Corey. It's just a little out of focus on those antlers, and I think that's why. So, with that said, we're going with Derek. And Derek, I apologize for butchering your name. Gerenser, it's a good photo, big smile. He's got his kid there with him. He's got his bow. I like everything about this photo. Congratulations to Derek. You are our winner this week. Make sure you get your information over to us. info@bowhunting.com. Email us, give us your address and everything. We will get you your Bow Hunter Die and HME and other gear prize pack headed your way. Last thing, guys, before we go, we're gonna check in. Actually, we're not gonna check in. I'm gonna give the answer to this one because PJ is off gallivanting around the country shooting stuff, or he's getting ready for the Lancaster Archery Classic, which is coming up in like a month and a half. And you better start getting ready and shooting your bow because I tell you what, a lot of good shooters there. So ask the experts. I'm just gonna pick one. David Andra asks, I hunt a lot of ground that has cattle and horses. Is there any kind of food plot I can plant that the cows and horses won't eat? Fences and deer feeders aren't an option. Well, David, unfortunately, I got some bad news for you, buddy. It doesn't seem to matter what you plant in there. The horses and cows are going to trample it, eat it, and destroy it. So food plots, if you can't fence an area off, food plots, unfortunately, are not an option for you. You know, personally speaking, I try to avoid farms that have a lot of cattle on them. I've just traditionally not had a lot of success there. Not that you can't kill deer. I'm sure there's plenty of people watching this right now that have killed a lot of good deer, you know, in pasture ground. Me personally, if I can avoid it, I try to. If I can't, I try to hunt in areas where the animals aren't actively using. Hopefully it's a farm where the cattle maybe get rotated from side to side like through the year, and then when they get out of there in the fall, you know, you can get in there and hunt. My experience has been that, especially on areas here in Illinois where there's cattle pastures, the cattle tend to be pretty hard on the land, pretty hard on the underbrush, and the bedding cover, you know, is really where you start to suffer. The deer tend to pass through it, but I feel like pasture ground doesn't hold a lot of deer, or at least a lot of big bucks in my experience. Again, doesn't mean you can't kill one there. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to find travel corridors and pinch points because I don't think food plots are gonna be an option for you. So thank you for submitting the question. I wish I had a better answer for you. So guys, if you want to ask a question and get an answer from me, Todd, PJ, or any of the other team members, make sure you go to bowhunting.com, click on Ask the Experts, and submit your question. Thanks as always for watching. We will be back in a couple more days with another exciting episode of your favorite show, Bow Hunter Die, baby.
I'm not kidding you, buddy. I just shot a booner.
That a baby!
Mother.
Hey, I got Whitley in the truck.
Oh,
Speakerphone.
oh, sorry. Sorry.